One of me wants to study, work, grind, and build my future. The other says, not now, we'll do it later. One says, stop wasting time on reels and social media. The other says, come on, just today. Tomorrow we'll stop. You pick up your phone just to check the time. The other says, let's check Instagram for 2 minutes. And suddenly, 1 hour is gone. You say, no, this is wrong. The other says, bro, it's fine. Even science says it reduces stress. What's wrong in it? You say, okay, it's sleep time. The other says, just 15 more minutes. You want to wake up early. The other turns off the alarm the second you open your eyes. You say, I'll eat healthy. The other says, what difference will it make? Just today, let's eat it. You say, let's meditate. He says, what'll change in 1 day? You say, I want to get rich, give my family a better life. The other says, it's not easy. All this is illusion. Open Netflix. These were just a few examples, but you'll be shocked. This happens 1,500 to 3,000 times a week, over 100,000 times a year. This inner battle decides your habits, your confidence, and your career. But today, I'm giving you a 5-step tactical plan to merge these two people in just 21 days. When they become one, that one will finally be you, and you will be able to build or quit any habit at will. If you're ready to watch your life like a third person for 21 days, stay. If not, please leave this video right now. For the rest, let's begin the surgery. Step 1. The law of the opposite command. The reason you've been losing this war for years is that you treat your inner devil like a roommate you need to negotiate with. You think if you give him a little bit of what he wants, he'll leave you alone. But let's be real. The devil doesn't negotiate. He colonizes. Every time you say, just 5 more minutes, you aren't resting. You're surrendering. From this second forward, we're implementing a military-grade rule, the law of the opposite command. This is your first weapon in the 21-day merger. Think of it like this. Your brain is a biological machine running 2 different operating systems. One is progress.exe and the other is comfort.apk. Usually, comfort wins because it's easier to load. The law of opposite command forces a system override. If that voice whispers, it's raining outside, let's skip the gym, your body must move towards the door before the sentence even finishes. You don't think, you react. I once knew a student, let's call him Rohan, who was addicted to his bed. He would set 5 alarms and snooze every single one. One day, he decided to use this rule. The moment his brain said sleep, he forced himself to roll onto the cold, hard floor. No blanket, no pillow. Within 3 days, his brain stopped asking for 5 more minutes because it knew the consequence was the floor. This isn't just about being tough. It's about neuroplasticity. You are literally breaking the neural pathway that connects lazy thought to lazy action. You are creating a new circuit. Lazy thought leads to immediate productive response. Imagine the meme of the buff guy staying calm when everything explodes around him. That becomes your mental state. In these first 7 days, the devil will scream. He will tell you you're being too hard on yourself. He'll tell you that life is meant to be enjoyed. Don't listen. That's just the parasite realizing it's about to starve. When you master the opposite command, you stop being the victim of your moods and start being the architect of your destiny. Step 2 is breaking the fake logic virus and the auditor's mindset. Step 2 is about exposing the lies. Have you ever noticed how your inner devil suddenly becomes a Nobel Prize winning scientist the moment you need to do something hard? It says, actually, the brain absorbs information better in the morning, so we should definitely wait until tomorrow at 5 a.m. Or, you've worked so hard today by just thinking about studying, you deserve a break. This is the fake logic virus. It wraps laziness in a blanket of rationality so you don't feel guilty. It's like a student who spends 3 hours organizing their desk and calls it studying. My friend, you just moved pens around. You didn't learn organic chemistry. To kill this virus, you need the third-person auditor technique. For the next 21 days, I want you to imagine there's a camera following you around, broadcasting your life to a stadium of people who want to see you fail. When you pick up your phone to check the time and end up on a 3-hour YouTube deep dive about why penguins don't have knees, the auditor steps in. He doesn't judge, he just narrates. The subject is currently choosing to ignore his career goals to look at flightless birds. When you hear your actions described in the third person, the fake logic falls apart. It sounds pathetic because it is pathetic. This technique is a pattern interrupt. Most of us live in a trance, moving from one dopamine hit to the next like a Roomba hitting a wall. The auditor wakes you up. For 9th to 12th graders, this is crucial. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that handles logic, is still under construction. The other guy, the devil, lives in your primitive brain, which is already fully developed and hungry for sugar, sex, and scrolling. By acting as a third person, you are manually engaging your logic. You are becoming the CEO of You Inc. instead of just being a low-level employee who hates his job. Step 3 is the 10-minute entry fee to the flow state. Now let's talk about the biggest lie of all, the idea that you need motivation to start. Motivation is a scam created by people who want to sell you posters. Real work happens when motivation is dead. Step 3 is the 10-minute entry fee. Your devil inside hates the idea of work more than the work itself. He looks at a 50-page chapter and sees a mountain. He says, "We can't climb that, so let's just stay at the base and eat snacks." Here's the trick. Tell the devil, "We're not going to study for 4 hours. We're only going to study for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we can quit and watch Netflix for the rest of the night. I promise." This is a legal loophole in your brain. Because 10 minutes feels safe, the devil stops fighting. You sit down, open the book, and start. But here's the biological payoff. Once you overcome static friction, the energy required to move a stationary object, your brain enters a state called flow. Think of it like a space rocket. 90% of the fuel is burned in the first 2 minutes of launch just to leave the atmosphere. Once it's in space, it moves at thousands of miles per hour with almost zero effort. Most of you are quitting when the rocket is still on the launch pad because you're afraid of the noise. If you commit to the 10-minute entry fee, you'll find that at minute 11, you don't even want to stop. You've broken the barrier. You've merged the good you and bad you into a single unified force of nature. It's like that meme of the buff guy staying calm when everything explodes around him. That becomes your mental state. In these first 7 days, the devil will scream. He will tell you you're being too hard on yourself. He'll tell you that life is meant to be enjoyed. Don't listen. That's just the parasite realizing it's about to starve. When you master the opposite command, you stop being the victim of your moods and start being the architect of your destiny. Step 4, subconscious movie scripting and the winner's OS. We need to talk about what happens when you're not working. Your subconscious mind is like a massive hard drive that is always recording. If you spend your day telling yourself, "I'm so lazy," or "I can't focus," you are literally writing the code for your own failure. You are installing loser.exe. Step 4 is the subconscious scripting phase. This is how you make the 21-day merger permanent. Every night, in that twilight zone between being awake and asleep, your brain enters a theta state. This is when the gates to your subconscious are open wide. For these 21 days, I want you to perform a system flash. Close your eyes and play a 5-minute movie of yourself as the person you want to be. Don't just see it, feel it. Feel the weight of the pen in your hand as you solve a difficult problem. Feel the cold water on your face when you wake up at 5 a.m. without a struggle. Feel the intense, quiet pride of looking at a task completed list. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real memory and a vividly imagined one. By doing this, you are preloading your success. You are convincing the other person inside you that being productive is actually your natural state. Within a week, you'll find yourself waking up before the alarm, not because you're trying to do it, but because your internal script has been updated. You're no longer a lazy person trying to be good. You are a high performer who is simply executing his code. It's like upgrading from an old glitchy Nokia to a brand new iPhone. Everything just works. Step 5, environmental warfare and the social purge. The final step is the most brutal because it involves your external world. You can have the strongest mindset in the world, but if you try to study in a room that looks like a gaming cafe, you will fail. Your environment is a silent set of instructions. If your bed is within arm's reach while you study, your environment is saying sleep. If your phone is on the desk, your environment is saying distraction. Step 5 is environmental warfare. You must treat your study space like a sanctuary. During these 21 days, your phone does not exist when you are working. It should be in a different room, turned off, or inside a timed lockbox. If you're a college student, stop trying to study in your dorm. It's full of bad you energy. Go to the library, find the quietest corner, and surround yourself with people who are grinding harder than you. Leaving you with a challenge. No more I'll try, no more Monday say. Right now, in the comments, I want you to write, I have decided the war ends on day 21. Write down your 3 biggest distractions and how you are going to kill them starting today. I will be in the comments and I will be looking for the names of the people who actually have the spine to follow through. The 21-day clock starts the second this video ends.